The love for Ben Affleck's Batman, or Batfleck, is a story of potent, often unrealized potential, a portrayal that clicked with a core segment of the fan base on a fundamental level, despite the controversial films that housed it. To expand is to explore a fascinating dichotomy, how an interpretation, forged in the divisive fires of Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, managed to carve out a legacy that feels both iconic and tragically incomplete. At its heart, the appeal is rooted in a literalization of the comic book mythos. For decades, fans read panels drawn by artists like Jim Lee, Frank Miller, and David Finch, depicting a Batman who was not just a man in a costume, but a gargantuan silhouette, a specter of violence that filled a room. Previous live-action versions prioritized agility and ninja-like stealth. Affleck embodied the other side of the coin, sheer, intimidating mass. His Batman didn't just enter a fight, he ended it through overwhelming force. The now legendary warehouse fight scene in Batman vs. Superman wasn't just an action sequence, it was a manifesto. Here was Batman as a brawler, using enemy guns, concrete walls, and his own armored fists with a brutal, pragmatic efficiency. It was the first time the Batman as a one-man army fantasy, from the pages of Arkham Asylum or The Dark Knight Returns, felt viscerally real on screen. The suit itself, with its muted gray and black and short ears, deliberately evoked the aesthetic of those beloved comics, creating an instant, subconscious link for readers. This physicality was married to a portrayal of Bruce Wayne that felt authentically haunted by time. This wasn't the origin story of an idealistic vigilante, nor the maintained legend of a perpetual hero. This was Batman in his late 40s, 2 decades deep into a war he believes, at his core, he is losing. The toll was etched not just in Affleck's weary performance, but in the fabric of the world. The defaced Robin suit, a monument to failure, the rusting monuments in the Batcave, the cynical, almost nihilistic outlook. His willingness to brand criminals, to stockpile Kryptonite, to entertain killing Superman was presented not as heroism, but as the corruption of a once noble mission. This was a deconstruction, yes, but one that asked a compelling question. What happens to the world's greatest detective when the clues all lead to despair? Fans invested in this arc saw a broken figure in need of redemption, a tragic king in a crumbling castle, which made his moments of resolve. We have to stand together. The world needs us. Feel earned. Crucially, Affleck restored the detective to the Dark Knight. After film iterations that often sidelined his intellect for action, Batfleck was shown doing forensic work. He pieced together the identity of the white Portuguese, analyzed the chemical structure of the Kryptonite spear, and later in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he was the strategist uncovering the history of the mother boxes and uniting the team. He wasn't just muscle, he was the brains of the operation. This alignment with the character's core comic book identity was a profound satisfaction for purists. The real-world narrative around the performance deepened the connection. The release of the butchered theatrical Justice League, 2017, turned Batfleck into a shell, a quippy, passive figure reduced to asking, "Do you bleed?" The triumphant, fan-driven resurrection of Zack Snyder's Justice League, 2021, was seen as a vindication. It restored his gravitas, his leadership, and his crucial role as the team's foundation. This redemption arc mirrored the character's own journey from broken cynic to reborn leader, blurring the lines between fiction and reality in a way that galvanized his supporters.